Go.
Hey, I'm Fred the coach.
And I'm the beacon of light. And this is the Point Blank Perspectives podcast. So what will we be talking about today, Coach?
Well, you know what? This is why we started this podcast. And it was about you being single, I'm being married. So, you know what? Let's take it back to the essence. Let's talk about single relationships versus married relationships.
Hey.
You know, that's big.
Hey.
You know.
Team outside versus team inside.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, so when you're talking about married and single relationships, my question, is what is the pros and the cons to it?
Well, I guess the first thing, just for the people at home, let's just make sure that they understand. So, how long you been married again?
15 years.
A lovely 15 years.
Yeah.
I can't never find that applause button every time you say it. Where that applause button at?
Okay.
I told y'all I can't even get 15 minutes. So the fact that he got 15 years, we got to clap that up.
Yeah. It's so if you talk, I've been married for 15 years. I enjoy it. I know I work my wife's nerves a lot of times with my foolishness. And when you're looking to find when I was looking to find somebody, it was I had a set of this person, this, and this. And it's no, not really. It's like you know deep down when this is the person. Because nobody's gonna check off every box. It's just not gonna happen.
Right.
Let's be realistic about it. Everybody come with baggage, so it's like, well, you know what? Can I withstand all that baggage that person is bringing? That's what it comes down to.
That's very real.
And it's like, you know what? I can. And then I had to think to myself, ain't nothing else out there. This young lady is what I'm looking for. It not only Angie, that's my wife's name, Angie. Not only is Angie's what I'm looking for, Angie is what I needed. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of times we want to sit around, we look at social media and be like, you know what? I'm looking for somebody like that. But no, you need this type of person. There's a lot of times where you hear men, dang, man, I let a good one go. Yeah, you did, because you following whatever. But for me, my love, sugar muffin. She is Angie's what I needed in my life. And this is a saying. And I agree with it. Behind a good man, there's a woman that's not taking a lot of his BS. Because a good, strong woman don't take a lot of your BS. She be like, no, She don't. I don't like to use the word check you. She corrects the things that you're doing wrong. She will correct you. And as a good, and if you love that woman, you're gonna take her criticism because it's not coming from a bad place. Make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
So what about you? What about you, young fella?
According to you, I'm a terrible man because I don't have a woman to back me. Podcast over.
I'm not gonna say.
No, I'm just messing with you. Man.
So what about you?
I mean, I haven't always been single, so I mean, from what you just said, I think a lot of that is true in terms of, when you have a good woman by you, she won't just take any and everything that you throw at her, and when you do throw certain things at her, she'll know how to combat that, or she'll know how to support you through it, or coach you through it, or whatever. So I do agree with that. It was something else you said too that slipped my mind. It might come back later, but
okay.
I definitely. I think there's definitely value in being married and having a companion and all of that stuff. But the season of life that I'm in, because I'll say it that way, the season of life that I'm in right now.
Ooh, the season.
Yeah, I just prefer to be single right now.
Okay.
Like I said, I've been in relationships before, and none of them ended on a terrible note. I mean, in both situations that I've been in before, the relationships ended just because our lives were in different places.
Okay.
And so that really was the reason why my relationships that I've had in the end ended. But after the last relationship that I was in, and it wasn't anything about that relationship that made me feel this way, but I just really enjoyed just being to myself. Like I just really enjoyed that part of it, being to myself, being able to move the way I wanted to move.
Okay.
And just not having to always just worry about somebody else. And when I say worry, I don't mean like that person's unstable or anything like that, but I just mean when you're in a relationship, most decisions that you make have to be with the consideration of your partner.
That is true.
And so I'm saying that being single, there's a freedom to just being like, you know what? I want to go to DR this weekend. Or I want to go to California this weekend. Or a friend of mine called me and say, hey, what you doing? You want to go get some drinks or go get dinner? And I could just be like, yeah, I'm free. I could go do that. Whereas if I have a spouse, it's not that easy. In most cases, everybody's relationship is different.
Right. But
I'm just saying, for me, I enjoy having that freedom right now in this, again, season of singleness that I'm enjoying.
So my question to you is, do you think you will ever get married, or you know what, I'ma just be single? Or has the right woman not come along yet?
Ooh, that last question. Ooh,
I'm just asking, us married men would just like to know.
Yeah, whatever. Y'all married men, y'all already got y'all thing locked up. I see what you trying to do. You just went on a 15-minute soliloquy talking about, I love my wife, and she is everything I need. We know what's going to happen when she hear this podcast. Meanwhile, have you met the right one yet, single man?
Good.
Now I go to make a phone call later. Oh, I heard you.
I got you.
But no, I mean, I don't rule out the idea of marriage. I think marriage is a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. I do see the value in having a partner. Mm-hmm. But I also am realistic about what that comes with. And you have to be willing to make sacrifices as an individual before you can get into a committed relationship and a married relationship. And some of those things I'm not ready to do yet. I'm not willing to do yet. So I'd rather just be honest about it and say, hey, listen, I'm in my single season and this is where I'm at. Now, if you're looking for more than that right now who's to say if you stick around and you're willing to work with me while I'm going through my little season or whatever, who knows? Maybe it could evolve into something else. But the reality is you're better off just going on and doing what you need to do.
I wish y'all could see my face because I'm looking at him like a lot of them ladies that's listening is looking at him. What do you mean I'm sticking around? What do you mean sticking around?
What you mean? If somebody's being honest with you up front and saying, listen.
That's true. I agree. Okay.
I'm single.
Okay.
You have a choice at that point. You could say either, okay, I'm going to deal with him knowing what comes with that, or because of what he just told me and he's single and I'm not looking to be with somebody who's just trying to be single, I'm going to go try to continue to find my potential husband.
Okay. So you telling this person this, that's your disclaimer.
Yeah, and that's up front. That's from the door.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, that's from the door because I don't like playing with people's emotions.
Got you.
So my thing is from the door, and you take a lot of L's doing it that way because a lot of women, no, for real, a lot of women will be like, oh, well, I'm looking for something more serious or this, that, and the third. So it's like, all right, I wanted you, and but I can't. All right, we back. Technical difficulties. But I was talking about how as a single man, when you're honest up front, that you end up taking more L's sometimes. And the reason why you take more L's is because there might be a young lady who really feeling you and you feeling her, and you already know, like, all right, I got this, or this is a good situation right here. Mm-hmm. But you know that as soon as you tell them that you're not looking for nothing serious, they're gonna be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And now it's like, dang.
Yeah, that'd
be a bad job.
That's the reality.
Because I done been there. But I tell you this, I'd much rather do that than to take the L on the other side of it when they feel like they hurt and they scorned and they mad and they bitter. Like, I don't want none of that.
Because a woman that's mad and scorned, boy.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want no parts of that. Yeah. I'm good. So,
okay.
So that's how I feel about that.
Okay, so let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
What are the pros to being single?
I mean, I think I touched on it earlier, but I was just saying the freedom. The freedom is the biggest thing for me.
Got you. Okay.
I'm a person that, I like to be to myself. I like to collect my own thoughts. I like to do what I want to do a lot of the time. And so just having the freedom to just, I guess, be me and live life the way that I want to live life, that's rewarding to me. That's worth it to me.
Okay.
Now, that's not to say that there's not moments where you wish you had a companion or you wish that, you had a partner to share some of the things with. But, I mean, if your single life is popping, get over that real quick. No, I'm just joking.
Boy, oh boy.
I'm joking, man.
Okay.
I'm joking.
And for
So
me,
you tell me, like, in terms of just married life, like,
Okay.
what are the pros to being married? And I mean, you already told us how great your wife is, but
yes.
just for you, like, y'all should see the smile he had on his face.
Yes.
That's
So-
15 years right there. That's what I'm talking about.
So for me, the pros of being married is, one, no matter what or how I'm feeling, I know for a fact that I have someone that's by my side, no matter what. I have someone that understands the moves I go through without even saying any words. Can understand when I come through the door. Wow. Okay. And for me, when I walk into a room, in my mind, my wife's the prettiest woman there is. That's just how it is. But and it's the mentality. So when you're talking about marriage is not, a lot of people think that marriage is the day you get married. That's not marriage.
That's the wedding.
That's the wedding. Marriage is when things are tough. That's marriage. That's when you really see, do I really love this mother? That's, you know what I mean? That's when them pros and cons come up and you be like, I know this mother, you ain't say this to me. That's marriage. Marriage ain't when everything is doing good. It's when you gotta have those tough conversations.
See, and you know what's crazy about you saying that? Because now, me being a single person, there are times where I need that, but because I don't have that spouse, I have to get that from friends or family,
Right.
or somebody that's close to the situation. So I still get that, but you have that one person you can trust with everything.
No. You get that, but it's different when no matter what comes out of that person's mouth. These are the pros I'm talking about. No matter what comes out of that person's mouth, and that person is in your corner and they're there for you, they ain't gonna steer you wrong.
No, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I'm saying I have that, but I have that through multiple people is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I'm saying that the people who give that to me in different areas of my life. So I have people in categories.
Okay, gotcha.
So there's some people who know me since I was a kid, that if I'm going through something, I might holler at them. There's some people that know me only from where I'm at in my life today.
Okay, gotcha.
And they know like what I go through from a work perspective. They know what I'm dealing with. They know some of the battles that I'm fighting, and they can help me there. There's some people that just see some of the things I'm trying to do outside of my job, and they want to support me that way, and they give me advice, or they say, hey, you could be doing this better or that better. So
I got you.
yeah.
But do any of them people, after you pouring your heart out, you can sit there and you can cry. That's what I'm.
No, I don't even know if I got that in me.
No. That's the pros. When you with that person and you going through something and you feel like crying, you can sit up there and let it out. Men, married men, you know what I'm talking about. You can let it out.
You telling me my cousin made you cry? It's like, no, I'm playing. She beating on you, man. It's like,
you can sit there and let it out, and you're not gonna be judged. Those are the pros.
But you know what's so crazy about you saying that? And that probably takes this to a different conversation.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try to stay as focused as I can.
Okay.
When you just said that, right? as a single man, I've never thought about the need to have to be vulnerable like that. So like, for example, when stuff go wrong in my life, I'm trying to like pivot. It's like, okay, that didn't work out, so let me go over here and do this, like do this to make it right, or let me just avoid that whole road over there and do this. But I never really sit in something long enough to deal with it. So I don't know if that's like a me thing. I don't know if that's a man thing. I don't know if that's a single thing. But just the fact that you just said that to me right now, I've never heard anybody say that. But that's a very valid point, is the fact that you have somebody who, on the emotional level, you can come to them with anything. And even with the people that I just mentioned to you that I have, I don't give certain parts of myself to them. Like there's certain information about me that they won't know. Right. Because I don't want any one person to know everything about me. And that's just who I am as a person.
Right.
But the fact that you just mentioned that really jumped out at me is like, wow, like he has this one person who he can be every version of himself.
Right.
With no judgment, no condemning.
That's the pro part of when you're in a married relationship.
That's deep, man.
You know, because you can and they can do the same for you.
Right.
You know, they can do the same to you. You know, where I can sit there and if I'm going through something or I'm thinking about something, I can bounce my ideas off that person. And I know for a fact when I tell that person something and I'm bouncing my ideas, hey, man, I'm not going to be judged. Like, man, that's dumb, man. They going to be like, okay, I understand. You know, so so yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so we know what that is.
You know what it is?
Yeah, we know what that is. So you'll edit that part out, right?
Yeah, I'll try to. But
Okay.
I don't know if I'll be able to.
Okay, well.
They might just have to deal with the little choppy into.
Okay. I'm talking about this talking part. We'll edit out.
Oh, I guess. I just figured we just roll with it.
Okay. Okay, that's part of the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we figuring it out and they listening.
Yeah. So yeah, that's and that's the thing. That's the pros of the married life. You know, the cons. Ooh, when there's an argument and neither person know how to argue correctly.
that go back to that topic of respect.
Whoa, or that person work your last nerve, and you know you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You be like, you know what, you know what, I can't stand. I love you,
Right.
but
in this moment,
at this moment, I can't stand.
at this point in time,
I can't stand you. You know what I mean? Yeah, you gonna love the person, but I can't stand your motherfucker. With your bull crap. You know what I mean?
we need a censor button for you.
and then it's some of the baggage you may can't handle. Where in the beginning, I can handle it, but now you can't.
But is it baggage or is it personality traits? Because to me, baggage is like, okay, this person has like a ex that's lingering around. This person has like kids or something like that.
No, I ain't talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, dang, you know, it was cute in the beginning when
Like I give you something.
Go ahead.
Like if she didn't cook like that.
No. You can get no. I'm talking about where. Okay, let me take that back. I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah, because I'm saying, like, what if you were a female, right? And y'all was having a good time, and she might have cooked like maybe a couple times, and it was really, really good. But when y'all get married, all of a sudden she don't cook at all, like at all.
Then that's a discussion.
Oh yeah, no facts. But I'm just saying that could potentially be.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I was trying to figure out like what you were talking about. And maybe that wasn't the best example.
No, that's a good example. And also where you and your spouse and they sit up there and they do something crazy where they sit up there and they blow your nose.
What?
They blow their nose while you eating and all. You know what?
I'm
whatever.
I'm like, blow your nose. What is happening?
You know what I mean? Well, whatever.
I know what you said.
You know what I mean? Just little stuff that it start to irk you now.
Yeah.
It's starting to be like, those are the cons, and you just got to work through it.
Right.
Where single,
Every night is peace. Every night is peace.
You know,
any misunderstandings is always my fault. That's on me. I just go to the mirror. I'll be like, you know what? That was me. That was me. My bad. I took it too far. My bad.
you know, but it's a thin line, not a thin line, but it's over time that you know where you get to know the person. Because they like they always say, you don't know the person until y'all living together. You don't know, you don't really know. You know your spouse from a married person. You know your spouse somewhat.
Right.
But when now y'all living together,
Right.
oh, you see stuff that you be like, oh, wait a minute.
Because there's no breaks.
Right.
There's
right.
no breaks. There's no days off.
Right. And this not because of this is a big one, to some people. And they're very, very beeping delusional.
Okay.
Man, I ain't having sex like I used to when we was first dating. We was having sex like bunny rabbits. What'd you think? What the fuck? You come on. And that's a big thing for men.
Yeah.
You know, because we're very visual.
Right.
You know, where women is like, no, not tonight. You know, and this is the
Yeah, but not tonight is one thing. Not this month is another thing.
well, that's the communication. Yeah, well, you know, that's the communication that you know you go through.
Right.
This is where you got to talk.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
facts.
and that's where a lot of the miscommunication, the baggage, not the baggage, but the pros really shows its ugly head when you're not talking.
Right.
You be like, oh, I'm gonna get over it. No, you need to have that conversation. That's why I say the conversation, some of them are hard, but you got to do it out of love.
Right.
You got to do it out of, you know what? For a woman, a lot of times it's not what you said, it's how you present it to him.
Right.
You know, it's okay. I know he loved me, but why he say it to me like that? And you saying, wait a minute. No, just, hey man, listen, sweetie, baby, whatever you choose, you call your wife, whatever you choose, you call you. And you got to present it like you presenting a nice plate because you need them to listen.
Right.
And I always say, when you're having an argument is nothing but a negotiation. That's what it comes down to. I'm trying to get you to see what my point. I hear your point, but I ain't trying to hear that right now. This is what I'm saying. You know,
I'm not trying to hear your point.
when you argue, I ain't trying to hear what you got.
I don't argue.
I don't. Like I said, me and my wife. So I know she gonna kill me for saying this, but
You sure you want to say it? You was doing so good in the first 15 minutes.
that's right. I'm gonna say it anyway. Like, so my wife, we don't argue, but it's like chess with us. You know, I need you to do this for me. All right, I'm gonna do it.
Just
May
to keep
not
the
do
peace.
it. No. All right, I'm gonna do it, and I may not do it. This mother will wait a month later, couple weeks later, come back around and ask the same question, and then I'm, all right, I do it. And then when I'm almost done, yeah, I told you gonna do it. Oh, so I had to. Okay. Okay. So now this
So
is
little petty stuff.
Oh yeah, and we always trying to outdo each other. You know, when I first met my wife, you know, as men, you know, yeah, beat our chest, yeah, I'ma fix it. My wife was like, man, I don't need you. I've been doing this by myself. I can fix it myself. So now my ego is crushed a little bit. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm a man. I'm supposed to be. I said, oh. So now something made me done. I'll run and go get the tools. Oh, hold on. I'll fix it. And she be like, you know what? Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You know what I mean?
You know what that remind me of?
What's that?
That remind me of the Cosby Show back in the day when he used to try to fix the doorbell. The doorbell was always broke. Every time that doorbell was broke for like 2 seasons.
You know? So and like I said, it's just when you're talking about the pros and cons. It's can you deal with the pros and cons?
Yeah, no, that's real.
Because it's marriage is pros and cons. It ain't nothing perfect. Ain't no marriage out here perfect. And when I hear people say, "Oh yeah, my marriage," no, it's not. So I always tell people when somebody asks you, "How is married life?" The perfect answer you can say, at this present stage in my life, marriage is great. You not lying. Listen, it sounds funny.
No, it do, but that's real.
And so I told one dude, and he like, Fred, that works. Yeah, you need because what happens is, yo, how married life doing? Oh man, now the person, especially if they trying to figure out your marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, I get some gossip, some juicy gossip about his wife.
That's crazy.
No, marriage is just like present. My life present is good. I ain't got to go into what's going on because that ain't your business.
Yeah, definitely ain't your
You
business.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the pros. So those are our pros and cons. We know y'all out there got your own pros and cons, and what I will say, you married men, that your pros and cons, just work them out, man. This is who you profess in front of God and other people that this is the person I'm going to marry. So work that out.
See, that's another thing too about me being single. Like, I take that seriously.
Right.
Like at the point that I say that I get down on my knee and propose to somebody and tell them that I'm or say all the vows and do all of that, make all those promises and everything. By the time I do that, I'm looking at this is forever.
Right.
I'm not looking at this as, oh, we gonna get married. I'm gonna have this big party for my reception. We gonna take this bomb honeymoon. We gonna take all these cute pictures on social media and have all these likes and stuff. Like, I'm not looking at marriage like that.
Okay.
I'm looking at marriage as, this is the person and a lot of what you just said, the good, the bad, the ugly. We about to go through all of this together. And sometimes we gonna be in it together. Sometimes I'm gonna be dealing with my own stuff. Sometimes she's gonna be dealing with her own stuff.
Right.
But we are a team from here to the day that we die, as far as I'm concerned with marriage. Now, well, that's a whole nother. I ain't gonna get into the whole what possibly could lead to divorce and all that. That's too much.
We ain't gonna go down that.
Yeah, but that's how I look at marriage. So that's another reason why, for me, staying single right now is the best thing for me, because when I do get to the point of wanting to be in a relationship, that's how I'm looking at the relationship. It's like, okay. I'm looking to make this person my wife, and then I'm looking to spend the rest of my life with this person. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
So my question is, if you pull yourself back, did you see yourself being single at this present stage in your life, if you can remember? Don't tell you the age that you are. You ain't got to say it.
No. I got you. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that I ever really thought about when I would get married. Only because the direct relationships that I've had in my life, meaning like my mom, my dad, and then just other people in general in my life, without putting people business out there. But I've seen too many variations of how life works.
Okay.
So I know some people, they've grown up, they've seen their parents be married, they've seen their grandparents be married, they've seen brothers and sisters get married. They've seen all these marriages that have worked, however they work.
Okay.
Right? And so for them, it's like, that's the natural thing to do, is I need to get married.
Okay.
Whereas for me, I've seen good marriages, but it wasn't always a direct relationship to me. And so I think that's what the challenge with marriage has always been for me, is that I've seen so many people live life single. I've seen people live life in situationships where it's just like they never get married, but they clearly have companions and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I have seen good marriages, yours included, so it's not like I haven't seen them at all. But I guess I've just never put the pressure on myself to get married. And I've also seen people get married at different stages of their lives. I've seen people get married like in their senior years, when they really be happy. I've seen people get married very young. and they be really happy, or maybe they got married too young, and at a certain point it didn't work out. So I just always felt like what was going to be for me will be for me, and whenever that gets revealed to me, then that's when I'll know, and that's when I'll do it, and that's when it'll be right. But until then, I never put any pressure on myself to get married. So there was never any real expectation.
No, that's real. That's real talk. Yeah. That's real talk. Okay.
So how about you? I mean, because you're actually married now. So did you feel like you would be married at this stage in your life?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna say yes. I thought I would marry, maybe, when you're young, I'm gonna marry this person, and it just didn't work out for whatever reason. But I said, yeah, I would like to be married, because I was able to see my Aunt B, and our Uncle Lester, God rest his soul, where I've seen marriage, where it worked out. And I'm like, you know what? I want that.
Right.
Because people say what they want to say. Nobody wants to be alone when they get old. Nobody. Now, all right, time out. Let me say this. Because some people will say, well, I ain't, maybe all right, I got to walk a real thin line when I see this, because I can get the backlash of saying, well, no, what I'm saying is, nobody really wants to be alone. When you get in your older years, not unless you had a bad experience. If you haven't had no bad experience, you don't want to be alone. That's how come you see them old dudes all at the clay. Hey, look at them young girls. Really? Come on, dude. Come on. No, we're meant for companionship.
Yeah, that's real.
That's how humans are built.
That's real.
I'm not gonna go into the guy and all that. We ain't gonna. But that's how we are built. We're built for being with a human, being with someone. That's just how it is. Right. So at a certain point, if you're not there in your mind, mentally, you say, well, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and be single, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just date. Well, if that's the case, you still looking, because there's a certain point where you dating and that person, bing, oh shucks, right in my face. Right. So yeah, only people that I ever known that I'm not getting married is you have bad relationships and you were just like, I'm not doing this no more. And I mean bad. Yeah. You was divorced, you got divorced. Yeah. Or
you got cheated on.
You got cheated on, or your spouse died. Yeah. And you was like, I can't go through that no more. Yeah. And that's and all of them are understandable. Right. I can't say, oh well, no, that don't count. You should still. No. I can't. If it works for you, go ahead. And that's why I look at when I look at a person that's single, I look at it and I say, well, you know what, that's working for them.
Oh, you know what I thought you was going to say?
What's that?
I thought you were going to be like, I look at a single person, I'd be like, I feel sorry for them, man.
No,
that's what I thought you was going to say.
No, I don't feel sorry. The reason I don't feel sorry for a single person is because I don't know why you're single at this point.
Right.
And a lot of times is what does marriage life look like to you, and what does a single life look like to you? You know what I mean? It's all different. So I don't feel sorry for the person. And I definitely, this is going to contradict my bad. This is going.
You gotta say that the right way.
Yeah, this is going to
contradict.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, he said contradict.
I mean, this is going to you know what I'm saying. I'm happy, even though, I believe, you should get married, but I also believe that marriage ain't for everybody. It's just not.
That's real.
Being married, that's not for everybody. Cause I have had 1, 2, maybe 3 people has came out and told me, man, I ain't never get married because I'm selfish.
That's real.
And I didn't get mad because I understood. And they went into it. I'm not going into it, but they went into it. It was a lady, and they went into why. And I was like, I salute you. I respect that.
Right.
Because
go ahead. I'm sorry.
because the worst thing to do is I know I don't want to get married because for whatever reason, and you do it because you're pressured. Now you're miserable, and nobody wants to live like that.
That's true.
So go ahead, what you saying?
No, I was going to say, and this may surprise you, but
Uh-oh.
no, for real. But I also think that you have to have a certain mindset to be single. I don't think everybody can be single
Yes, that's true.
because you have some people that need to have somebody,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what that relationship is.
Mm-hmm.
It could be toxic, it could be disrespectful, it could be whatever it is, but they need to have a physical presence
Okay.
in their life because without that, they feel empty or lost or lonely. And because when we talked about the pros and cons, because there are pros and cons in everything. I always tell people that there are pros and cons in everything. But some of the cons at being single is the fact that you will have moments where you are lonely, where it's just you by yourself. And depending on where you are in terms of your mindset and your emotions and everything else, sometimes you being by yourself is not a good thing, depending on who you are and how you deal with stuff like that.
Right.
And so there's some people who know that about themselves. And so it's the second that they lose a relationship, they try to jump right back into the next one.
Okay. Okay.
You know, because they just know, like, they might possibly be dealing with so many things that they're just like, you know what, I can't be alone. Like, I need somebody here.
Okay.
Regardless of what that relationship is, I just need somebody here. Whereas for me, I grew up an only child. Like I mentioned before, like I didn't grow up, you know, with my parents being married. So for me, I'm used to being by myself. And so, you know, I'm very comfortable in that space where, you know, other people aren't. So I can say, just like you just said, to married relationships that, you know, it takes a certain person to be married and everybody can't be married. I can say the same exact thing about being single.
Okay. Okay. So do you have any advice for single people?
Fine.
Okay. Okay.
Be safe out in these streets.
So let me say this. In a way, I feel for.
I'm sorry. You know what another con is? I just thought about it. You know what another con is to being single?
What is it?
The dating is a con.
We gonna get into that at another time because
No, but I gotta tap into this as a con because
Go ahead.
it's expensive to date. Like when you single and you really are like really dating, it's expensive.
You know why it's expensive?
Because you don't have one partner. That's what I was getting to.
No, because of social media made it expensive.
No. I mean, well, no. I'm not gonna say no to that. I'm not gonna say no to that. 'Cause
okay.
that is true. But I'm saying just forget social media.
Okay.
Right? I'm just saying the act of dating is expensive.
Yeah.
Because if you're not dating one person, it's like with your wife, right? Y'all might say, all right, we already got a budget together. We know what the finances look like, but we still want to have moments of romance. So y'all plan that out and
Yes.
y'all do it that way.
Yes.
When you single, depending on how your single life is, you might go on like 5 dates
I got you.
in 1 week.
I got you why you say it's expensive. Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
it adds up.
Okay. Okay. Now, are you going on those 5 dates trying to hopefully, what word am I want to use? Have a happy ending at the end?
Come on, man. I'm not touching that.
No.
I'm not touching that. Go ahead, man. No, get out of here. Get out of here, married man. Get out of here, married man.
Listen, that's married people. We just want to know.
No, man. Y'all married people trying to set guys like me up. Nah, bruh.
That's not my turn.
Nah, bruh. We're on to Cincinnati.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, fact. Just asking. You talking about 5 dates? I mean,
Well, I was just using that as an example.
Okay,
I'm not
gotcha.
saying that's what I'm doing.
no, I'm not saying.
But
you.
I'm saying that is a con to being single because
Yeah.
you're constantly trying to entertain.
Okay.
And until you get somebody who you like at least take a liking to and they take a liking back to you,
Mm-hmm.
you're constantly just outside.
Okay, got
You know what I'm saying? Going out to bars, going out to lounges, going to social events. And
Okay, I
like
got
you're
it.
constantly outside, so you constantly spending money.
Okay.
But when you in a relationship, it's not that you're not spending money, but it's more strategic
Got you.
because you got a partner and y'all in it together. Or at least-
Especially if it's kids involved. Right, I got you.
yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So there's different ways, and the expectation is not even always that it's a date. Like sometimes it's just quality time.
Yeah.
So it could be as simple as, oh, let's watch this show together tonight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That counts.
Yes.
If you single, try for the very first time. Yo, why don't you come over my crib and watch such and such?
Yeah.
Some women gonna be most women gonna look at you like, I ain't coming over your house. Like,
right.
you crazy.
You right. You right.
So I'm just saying, it's expensive. One way or another, it adds up.
Yeah, that is definitely true. You know, so I also in our closing remarks, because we're going to get ready to get out of here.
Well, hold up, we talked about advice because I messed you up because I.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
We talked about advice. So,
Oh.
you asked me what would my advice be to single men. My advice to single men would be, from a mental and emotional perspective, right? Be single for as long as you can until you're ready to do right by a woman.
Ooh, that was say that one more time, man. Please say that one more time.
Make sure that you are mentally and emotionally ready for the woman that you're going to be with before you try to get in a relationship with that woman, because you have to be available for the woman. If you know you're not available, don't waste her time.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes waste women's time because, one, they're not honest up front. So now you got the woman thinking that there's potential for there to be something when you knew that wasn't really your intention.
Got you.
And then some guys, they just not ready for the commitment and for the sacrifices that you have to make of yourself to be with somebody else, because that's a real thing.
Yes.
So my thing is, my advice to single guys is, if you selfish, if you not emotionally available, if you're not mentally ready to commit, if you know that you in your single season, be honest with yourself about that. But don't use the woman as a crutch to deal with some of the things that you might be dealing with. You got to deal with that stuff on your own. And then once you deal with that stuff on your own, then you can find your partner and then y'all can grow and do all that together. But my thing is, don't be wasting no woman's time, man, because that's like the biggest gripe that I've seen women have over the years is they just get so irritated with men wasting their time. So,
I don't even know how to come.
this is why I'm the beacon.
Yeah, that's why you the beacon, baby. So my advice to married men: never forget how to date. That's big. Never forget how to date. Also, never take your spouse for granted. Listen to your spouse. Try to understand. If you don't understand, and one of the biggest things, have compassion, even if you don't understand. You know, because you may not be knowing what your spouse went through before they came through their doors. So have compassion. Don't always be about you. But, you know, show interest in what your spouse do. Because a lot of times, us as men, we sit up there and it's me. And your spouse, you know, have dreams and goals. Also support your spouse's dreams and goals. You be like, you know what? Well, I'm going to support my spouse. Support them. Show her that you care. Because sometimes we get too comfortable in a marriage and, oh, she love me. She know I love her. No, you got to show her. You know, if you sat there and you was going on your date with your spouse, still going after y'all married. If you know what? So like you said, the beacon, are we going to plan it out? You know, and I strongly believe that, you know, if you got kids, me and my wife, we hire a babysitter. If you got to pay somebody to watch your kids so you can go out, even if it's for a couple hours, you take it. And that's my advice. And just love each other. I know it may be hard sometimes, But just think, that's the one you said in front of everybody in God, this is who I want to be with. So, you know. And so
And it's one other thing that I think we didn't say
go ahead and say it.
that applies to both.
Okay.
And we did touch on it during the podcast, but just in terms of closing and advice, communication is critical.
Yes.
It is critical whether you're single or you married. If you got a spouse, it's important to communicate with them, let them know where you at with things so that they can know how to navigate wherever it is that you at. Mm-hmm. But when you're single, it's important for you to communicate because you just want to avoid any type of toxic or negative situations, man. Like just let people know what you want and where you at with it. Mm-hmm. And as long as you up front and you communicate, 9 times out of 10, you'll have a pleasant experience with whoever it is that you're dealing with. Mm-hmm.
So on that note, I'm the coach.
And I'm the beacon. And this has been the Point Blank Perspectives Podcast.